Today is Caylee Anthony's 6th birthday. Welcome back to Prime News. I'm Vinny Politan. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. And there's something special happening on Suburban Drive tonight. You take a look at these pictures from just moments ago. It was a gathering of people. They're still there, but they've walked down to the end of the street, out of the way of our cameras right now. But there you see tons of folks showing up tonight. A lot of them wearing purple, some of them bringing purple balloons. And tonight, the unveiling of a memorial walkway for Caylee Marie Anthony right there on Suburban Drive, which, again, to describe it, folks, it's around the corner from the Anthony's home, but it's like a dead-end street. It's the beginning of this dead-end street is where her remains were found. But as you walk down to the end where this group now is, it goes to a school, and it's a grammar school, and that's where this year Caylee would have started. As a 6-year-old, would have been going to school there. Tonight, her grandparents are returning to that site for the first time in a long, long time. George Anthony spoke with our affiliate, Central Florida News 13. Take a listen.
Just said this is for Caylee today. This is Caylee's day. This has nothing to do with Cindy and I. And I'm not taking them away from anyone here. I know they're here to honor her, and it's for her birthday. She's 6 years old today.
George, have you seen the plans for the memorial here for your granddaughter?
I haven't seen anything at all. This is the first time I've been here, and I don't know how long. It's hard to come here. It's hard to come here.
Understandably. But what do you think about a permanent memorial here? Would that help ease your coming here? Would you come here?
I think if everything is done very tastefully, and it also brings awareness for other missing children, that's what this has to be about. I mean, it's grand. It's going to gravitate with Caylee for people to come here, but look at the other children who haven't come home yet. They need to come home.
Stacy Kaiser and Stacy Hanowitz joining us tonight. Stacy Kaiser, how about, and that was a great question by that reporter, by the way, if in fact they complete this memorial for George and Cindy's granddaughter, and it's around the corner from their home, do you think it helps them? I mean, obviously it's going to remind them of the worst, but will it help them know that people love their granddaughter and that people remember their granddaughter?
I do think it will help, but I think what's going to help even more is something that he sort of said, is that they want to feel like her death had a purpose, that people are impacted in a way to start looking for other missing children, that people are embracing the kids that they have, that Caylee's life was at least some sort of a representation of us doing better in the future.
And talking about us doing better and protecting children, Stacey Hanowitz, you're a prosecutor. I want you to tell folks at home tonight what they can do, perhaps in their everyday lives, that could somehow, some way, help protect, make our children safer, make this a better place for children. I mean, you see the worst of the worst as a prosecutor, so you know what's out there. What can you tell people tonight? Tonight, which is Caylee's birthday, as to bring this issue to light. What can people do? Just even if it's a little thing in their everyday life that can help make this a better, safer place.
Well, I wish I had all those answers, and I wish I could make the world a better and safer place. And unfortunately, it's the society that we live in. But I think it's really important for parents to educate their children, to let them know that it's not always the friendliest place out there, and that, you know, if they come in contact with strangers, if they're being held against their will, if anything uncomfortable ever happens to them, that they can feel that they can come to their parent and talk to them. I think that's the biggest issue that we have in the cases that I see, that if kids are being abused or neglected, they feel like they can't talk to somebody. They feel like they can't go to a school counselor, to a teacher, to a neighbor, to a friend, and let them know that something really is going on at home. Now, I think people might look at this and say the issue in Caylee's case is a little bit different because we're talking about abuse of a 2-year-old child who was taken by her mother. And in certain cases, most of the cases that I deal with, you're talking about abusive parents that unfortunately doesn't end in the death of a child, but it does end in a lot of injury. And what I see and what I hear from most kids on a daily basis is, I'm too scared, I'm too afraid. So I think parents, it's a lesson for you to let your kids know that they can always tell you if there's a problem, that parents should know if they do abuse their own children, there are consequences to be paid. Here we saw a case where a jury walked this woman on the charges, but in most cases, and in a lot of cases, if you do abuse your child, physically or sexually, you'll be made to pay the consequences. You will be punished for it. So it's a lesson to parents that they shouldn't abuse, and it's a lesson to tell their children that if they're being harmed in any way, that they need
To have the
tell.
courage
And
to
it's
speak
exactly
up
that's what come out of
and
it.
be able to do that. Well stated. We're going to stay with this, folks.